This social commentary video is intended for entertainment purposes only. Undoubtedly, there will be a lot of people offended by what is to come. Our only suggestion is please let the hit dogs holler. Thank you.
When I speak the truth, because I speak profanity, people are able to dismiss it as mediocrity. But I am giving you the game. Every man out there who with a that ain't down for you, you will be broke down by that. You know what I'm saying? They didn't want nobody else to get the broad, so they walk down the aisle with it. That's all marriage is. When you don't want nobody else to f you, you'll be like, you know what? That's what marriage is. When you don't want nobody else to smash a woman, you'll be like, okay, come on.
Oh, wow.
That's all marriage is.
Damn.
It lasts a few years. After a while, you be like, I should have let them motherfuckers have you.
That's so funny as hell.
I should have let them have you. That's all marriage is when you just really don't want nobody else to touch you.
No, that's kind of funny.
That might be one of the truest forms of love, actually. But marriage is when you don't want nobody else to put their hands on her. That's why you did it.
Who's the biggest liars, men or women? Men lie the most, women tell the biggest lie.
I was popping my and living my best life in these white boy frat houses. I was shopping at Rainbow. I was eating buffalo chicken wraps every day. I was straightening my hair with my French tips. Like, you could not tell me nothing.
My wife also hadn't had any sexual partners, so that helped us connect a lot more.
Let me ask you this,
And
do you believe her?
To college, I was like, oh my God, it's like open season and like all these guys are like starting to give me attention and like everyone's being so social. And literally like the first guy I met on the first day I moved in, I ended up dating him on and off for a year.
Who's the biggest liars, men or women? Men lie the most, women tell the biggest lie.
Sometimes I get so painfully nostalgic for college. So for context, I went to college from 2011 to 2016. The top like 4 songs when I came back for my sophomore year: Click, Pop That, Bands Make Her Dance, Birthday Cake, The 2 Chainz.
Poppin'?
It was just like dancing, getting dressed up, and maybe that was my mistake. So I acknowledge that.
Look at this. Big one.
Yeah, the act of getting dressed up, looking fly as hell, wearing a minimum of 3-inch heels, preferably higher, and dancing your ass off.
Come on now, dog. Come on, man.
Oh, Jasleen Singh. Will you be Jasleen Singh forever again?
Yes. Oh my God!
Take that.
This.
Big enough for you to shut up every time I tell you.
Thank you so much. What do you say?
Akaash Singh's wife is 100% cheating on him, either currently or in the future. Every single photo that I've seen of them together, he is trying to kiss this woman, and she is actively trying not to kiss him. This is the same dude that she married.
You're a victim.
Here we go, CSI. And whole time that she's been out here embarrassing bro, she don't care. She's just trying to become an influencer. And to make matters worse, Akaash, your man is clowning you on the pod right now.
All the Hindu gods like Shiva, Saraswati, and Vishnu were here in the States. They would multi-slap Akaash with all their freaking hands for his like behavior. It'd be like fighting Goro from Mortal Kombat or something.
The kisses. That was, those are, listen.
These ones piss me off.
That I'm guilty of. I'm
These ones
guilty of
piss
that.
me off, and I didn't like it one bit, and I need you to explain yourself.
Tell us about the duck. Do you always duck his kisses when there are not people around?
No, not when there aren't people around, just when there are people around. And I never even knew.
That's worse.
I
Who's the biggest liars, men or women? Men lie the most, women tell the biggest lie.
My wife also hadn't had any sexual partners, so that helped us connect a lot more.
Let me ask you this,
And
do you believe her?
Akaash, you were a virgin when the two of you got together. You was 31, you were 22. You hadn't had any experience, but you said when you was in college, usually that's between age 18 or late 17 to 22, you had a boyfriend who you couldn't do something on a particular day because you were on a period. So that would signify that there'd be use of the vaginal area.
In college, I dated this guy. You know, he didn't want to fool around when I was on like the heaviest days of my period. Okay, totally understandable. I get that. And I was like, oh, great. Good news. My period ended. Like, we can like have fun tonight, blah, blah.
See, women are the best cheaters. When it comes down to cheating, we're the best cheaters. Because unlike men who have to keep rotating out their women because of catch feelings and start doing dumb like tagging your wife in pictures on Facebook. Women ain't got to deal with that. We can keep a side dude for decades.
Hence, you still decided to go and run said red light. He went down on you. That's terminology for cunnilingus. You were talking about poking around. That would signify some form of penetration, right? So we're hearing the same thing.
Well, you polite savages, I would just like to point you to Exhibit A. The more she talks, the more it gets worse, and the more that Akaash just can't get away. This young lady, she is absolutely capping. Cappage upon cappage. You see, there's only two possibilities that's going on here. Either this lady is lying or she's actually lying. Either she's lying about her past or lying about her present. Either she's lying to Akaash or lying to her audience. Either way, she is a liar, not to be trusted. And she's just an influencer. She's just trying to get on, pop it, lock it, drop it, whatever she has to do. She figured that she could use her cuteness in her man's name to get on up there and make herself something that she isn't. But guess what? Akaash, his entire career is in the dumpster. Dumpster juice, toilet water, bathroom fish. This guy is circling the drain, and she's just watching it, laughing about it. And ain't nobody fooled by this appearance on Flagrant. We all understand what's going on, ma'am. You're trying to save and salvage exactly everything you can.
It's interesting. It's like, oh yeah, you know, I grew up in this household, and so it's all repressive. And then she's popping her online and talking about like getting head and all this stuff. So like in some ways it's like hyper traditional, like the most like you could never talk, like 90% of what she did you would never have happened in a family that was remotely traditional.
They put the clips up there on Patreon. They want the extra bread for roasting you because you married somebody who obviously hates you. Not they think you cool, not they kind of like you. Bruh, she talking about she was in the Bradley frat houses getting done crazy and said she was having the time of her life over there. You not a Bradley. You don't look like no frat, bro. Can't lie, bro. She just married you for the bread.
That's like, you don't talk about this stuff publicly and be so openly sexual. But then afterwards, when it's convenient, it's like, well, you know, the repression.
See, I have a problem with this narrative where, oh yeah, my parents. You're not just raised by your parents. Okay, you got other influences. Whenever you go to school, it's not, no, but my parents told me that not to do that, and not to look at them, and not to pray. You have friends. They tell you about their experiences, and then you have all of that. You have TV. You have internet. She's 31. You grew up with internet.
Didn't her Indian mom teach her how to pop her?
No, that was not her Indian mom. That was probably the girls at school. You know what I mean? If you pop your, you didn't hear that from your mom. You heard that somewhere else. Got the wrong definition, but it's not your mom or your dad that told you that.
Polite savages.
You have a girlfriend? Where is she? Where your girlfriend is too? That's fucked up to cheat on you together. You don't need to take a field trip to cheat on your man. You know what I mean? That's foul.
Ladies and gentlemen, polite savages, this is a clear example of when keeping it real goes way too wrong, or keeping it wrong goes way too right. You see, Akaash, he married a pretty girl compared to him. He married a girl who was obviously above his level, and she was there for the cashola. The funny part is that they have a story that she met him and he was not making anything. Dude was making 6 figures. Don't you realize that the average citizen of the United States of America will never make 6 figures? You were already in the top 25%. So when she latched on to you, my friend, she was latching onto a sure thing. She knew she didn't want to work. She didn't want to contribute. You were already on television, but you have fooled yourself into the delusion, my friend. The delusion of this evil woman loved you in the end. That's why she's all over line clowning on you. And when the heat got too much, y'all went on that Flagrant podcast and absolutely made a clot dang fool of yourself. You see, contradictions after contradictions cannot help the diction that she put out there. She was popping that P and let a dude be a red raider when she was on that time of her month, that cycle. Yuck.
Wanting to tell the story of how me and Akaash met 2015. Brittany says to Manu, like, oh, there's like this funny, like, Punjabi comic, you know, he's on this podcast and he's really funny, like, you should check it out. And my sister kind of became like a fan of his. It was like so in the nascent stage of his career. Like he had just gotten Wildin' Out. I think just got Guy Code and stuff too.
But as always, we can only guarantee to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth as we see it. And sometimes the truth is a bitter, bitter pill, and you got to understand that she wasn't into you. She was in for that dollar bill. So there's nothing left to do but get on up into it. Are you ready? Well, let's go.
Here's the best relationship in the world is when the woman loves you and the man likes her. So if I like you and you love me, that's perfection. Because I like is like when, that's when he's happy to see you and happy to hear you and you doing things that don't disrespect.
The great late Patrice O'Neal once had a skit that the best thing for a man to do is not be in love, but be in like. The woman needs to be in love, and what he's saying is that a woman has to look up to you, has to understand that you are, per her dating strategy, better than she is. Now, I'm not saying better as in status as a human being, but better as in status of what you've achieved. Women need that. You don't believe me? Well, just understand that since you came into the situation thinking that you weren't good enough and she thought you weren't good enough, she is cucking you all around town. You're getting clowned, beat down, breaking down on stage, allegedly. But the bottom line is this, my G. That work you did on a Flagrant podcast trying to control the narrative wasn't working at all. Because nobody believes you. You need more people. You dig?
That's not a gold digger.
Exactly.
Yeah, you're like a, what is that? You're like a hedge fund manager.
Yeah, you're like Akaash with Bitcoin.
Like, lady, you met him. It's because your sister told you that she thought he was really funny back in 2015, 2016. He was already on television doing Wildin' Out. He was already doing a bunch of MTV shows. Even him going like, yo, you know, she was prospecting. It's like, you admitted you were making low six figures in 2015. Like, why are we pretending like you're not a top 1%er? There's no doubt a regular person's gonna look at somebody making low six figures on television and go, wow, that's a catch. No, you didn't. And now you feed into this narrative that these guys have of you being a gold digger, and because you're also being deceptive about it. And because you're lying, it gives them more credence.
Just make sure you pick somebody who down with you.
Yeah.
And that's really the key, because somebody who down with you ain't gonna hang you if it go bad. You know who down with you. Everybody in here, if you around somebody that's down with you, you know it. That's the person that you have patience with and you gamble with. If they not down with you, don't mess with them. If you ever get serious with a, you better make sure it's a got some morality about herself and she down with you. Do not do that to keep up. Because I'm telling you, every man out there, if you in a situation where you would have, you know she ain't, but you don't want her to go, if you do something to lock in with that pregnancy, marriage, or something like that, your life gonna be destroyed.
Because the definition of down with you is not embarrassing you in public. The definition of down with you is not putting yourself in a position where to salvage your man's reputation, you have to go on this podcast after you've been talking your mouth about popping your cat and about being a Red Raider, all of this and all of that. It's not having to go up there and do a whole bunch of cappage, a whole bunch of walk back, a whole bunch of explaining because you have disgraced this man and you have damn near killed his career. You see, ma'am, if you're a real woman, if you're a real feminine woman, no matter your age, you would have understood that your main goal is not to embarrass your man in public. Your main goal is not to destroy your relationship in public. A matter of fact, you shouldn't even be talking about this man in public. You should be only giving him praises. You shouldn't be talking about things that you know is going to be embarrassing to try to get a viral moment. But even if you were making this all up, which nobody thinks you were, ma'am, what we do understand is one thing. We know exactly what you are. You are the destruction of Akaash Singh's career. He could look in the mirror and tell himself, shut up, and let's just go make this woman happy. Damn.
Shut up and serve me.
Yes, my love.
You see, us Hindus believe in reincarnation. I don't know what animal I'll be in the next life, but one thing I do know for certain is that Akaash will be reincarnated into a new species called the cuckold bird.
In India, a lot of people have unfortunate encounters with trains, leaving the individuals pretty wrecked. However, the same can be said for Akaash's wife. She has a reputation built by getting wrecked and smashed by trains.
Thank you for watching the THPPP Network. Follow us on all social media outlets and ask yourself one burning question. Can you handle the tip? Boom. We're out.
We found true happiness.